Welcome back to Why Gaming. Today we are going to be talking about the Survive the Nights December update. This one is pretty damn cool. It features a load of new stuff, including scenarios, which is something that's actually really exciting. What you can do with scenarios is basically create your own. If you can remember the Insomnia Gaming Festival farm event, you can create them yourself and upload them for other people to play them. It is pretty damn cool. I'm definitely going to be looking into it and potentially doing one of my own. In the background, what you'll see is the footage from that event specifically. It was really fun, it was received really well, and it is actually a really fun way to play the game. And this update comes with a load of other stuff as well. Workshop, server configurations, and loads of other random bits. So, let's have a look and see what it is. Before we jump right into the thick of it, there is a lot of techie stuff in this update. So, I will be posting screenshots from what they've actually said in their dev letter, and also I will post the dev letter link in the description down below for people that are a little bit more tech abled. If they want to actually look through it, they might understand it a lot better if I'm not explaining certain things right, which I think I should be. I think I've got the main gist of it. So, hello everyone, we're going to be updating a default branch today and introducing a ton of new features to the game. The 1.21 update includes as much as we could get into it before the holiday break, so you have your work cut out for you testing all of this. We've updated server configuration options, allowing a wide range of customization. We've also introduced gameplay scenarios, taking advantage of the new server configurations to create tailored experiences. Alongside this, we've introduced the Steam Workshop, so you can create all sorts of scenarios and share them with anyone. Below we will be discussing a little bit of what has gone into 1.21, the new server configurations, options, and workshop talk. These options will be the cornerstone of the initial introduction to not just a more custom gameplay experience, but the Steam Workshop. We'll be discussing this further along in the blog, but changes below are what are driving these new features. Take note, a lot of changes have happened here. We've exposed a ton of elements that weren't previously changeable by the user, or on the fly at all for that matter. There's a good possibility that will possibly be some hiccups, even with the official servers, but we will get that sorted as soon as possible. A list of new and improved server configuration options, and if you do have any suggestions, they would love to hear them. We're pretty open to exploring the idea of providing way more access to the game via Workshop, and would love to hear your thoughts. So here is a list of the server configurations and improved options. If you do have any suggestions, reach out to the team on Discord. They are very open and looking forward to a lot of feedback. Alongside this, we have a whole load of new UI improvements. The new server options are reflected in-game with a new and improved UI. We're going to be able to make all the changes above directly using the hosting tab. You'll be able to create your world, change all the options, and even share it with the community, which I think is actually a really cool way to go. I absolutely love Survive the Nights, and this update is brilliant. I quite like what they're doing, especially with being able to share it with the community, because that'll get a lot of people playing together and discussing loads of random ideas, and hopefully get the game out there a little bit more by introducing it to newer people that are more tailored to that really, really hardcore experience, because you'll be able to actually do that with this configurations. So, pretty damn cool. Next up is scenarios. Scenarios are templates that can be used to create a new world save. With the addition of all the new server config options, we're now able to create some really unique experiences. You can adjust so much more via the server configuration. Now you can really have an effect on gameplay. The scenarios aren't just linked to server configuration, but also the game world and the database save. So the team, or any player for that matter, can now create a scenario with specific conditions, from zombie amounts to items placed around the world. Setting up a scenario is just, in a sense, a world save. So the saves contain a file that will include the basic files to create and launch a world, your server configuration and database file. In the example below, we will use our pre-installed default scenario template to create a new and unique experience. So this is pretty much how we do it. And I will be showing the screenshots as we talk through, so hopefully it is quite understandable. Creating a world. Clicking the Browse will open the Gameplay Scenarios window. Here you will find a few things, including access to the Steam Workshop and all the player-created scenarios. You should see an installed scenario called Default Template. Use this and create the world button. At this point, you'll be able to rename your world, and we suggest that you do so. So now you've just created a new world and are ready to begin the scenario creation process. This is where you'll be able to get rather creative. You'll be greeted with a world save and setup configuration screen. This screen will allow you to adjust quite a few things. In our example, we're creating a hardcore world. So the hardcore world will have server configuration adjustments such as low loot spawns, low loot condition, high zombie rates, high zombie health, high zombie strength, high zombie vision, hearing, and fortification attack damage are all set to high, and so on. Many other adjustments are made to our configuration file, but more can still be done. After we're happy with the configuration file, you move on to the server database setup. This setup isn't really necessary, but a configuration setup can stand alone and never has to be tied into a database file. You can, however, join your newly created world and place items in specific spots, move vehicles around, and alter the general surrounds to the limit of your imagination and gameplay mechanics currently allow. The database saves do, however, have a limitation. For example, you can place a gun on a specific table in the world, and it will be there for you or anyone else who plays the scenario. However, you are not able to share your personal inventory at this time. In other worlds, if you're able to share your scenario, your personal or character items would always be unique. You can overcome this setting by changing the player starting loot in the config file. This will allow players to start with whatever specific items that you'd like. Next up is the Steam Workshop. All of these new features can be adjusted and shared with the community via Steam's Workshop. This process is pretty straightforward. You've already created your world and scenario following the steps above, so now all that needs to be done is uploading it to the Steam Workshop. From the configuration page, click on the Steam Workshop tab. Then click on the Create a New Workshop button and follow the prompt once again to click Create. After hitting the Create button, you will see the confirmation in the results window. Close the window and remain in the Steam Workshop tab and click the Update button to create a description of your scenario. Once you've finished, click the Update button and you should be sent to the Steam's Workshop webpage. At this point, you may notice a warning that needs checking, but Steam handles this rather quickly, so please make sure not to include anything offensive. You might also notice that your preview screenshot isn't very impressive. You're able to change this screenshot, so to do so, follow the steps below, and remember you can take screenshots in-game using /screenshot, but it does upscale and create a rather large PNG. There's a 1 MB limit to uploads here, so JPEGs are suggested. To browse your local world saves, and they are located in app data /roaming /survive the night server /world saves. Replace the preview image with one of your choice and go back to world configuration screen. Click on the Steam Workshop tab and update your scenario. The picture will update shortly after. Next up is something that is very cool, and that is the flare gun. We haven't had this much fun introducing a weapon in some time, but the flare gun was part of our early concept ideas, and with the core backbone done, has now been able to move on to polish and fun bits to be introduced in 1.21. It's fantastic and surprisingly useful weapon, from setting zombies alight to sparking a campfire up, along with the obvious use of being able to easily find each other. Now that is pretty cool. Even from the way that the flames bounce around, the flare, bounces around, and the way the zombies catch fire. I do love the flare gun. Absolutely awesome piece of kit. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We are going to wrap that one up right there. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for much more. If people are having an issue with the creation, then please let me know, and I'll look at potentially doing one myself and filming the actual setup, so that way people can see how it's done, the scenarios and all that. Yeah, if there is any issues there, let me know, or failing that, join the Discord and check them out there. The guys over there are always happy to help. The links for all of those are in the description down below, and subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, do all that good stuff. We'll be here very, very soon with some more Survive the Nights. I've been Wired, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.